Okay, welcome back to another game of DP Essen, and this is round 2. It's Epid versus gynoidpoet. Epid, we've already recorded a game of their deck. It's Blue-Black Casino Scam.
And then a gynoidpoet is on Hounds.
Yeah, the Hounds deck from last GP that insert name ran. I don't think they made any
very
changes.
Similar.
Well, they made some
sideboard might be different.
Yeah,
but everything main board looks the same.
So this will be an interesting matchup because it's an extremely fast aggro deck versus a mid-rangey combo deck.
Yeah, it's also going to be combo because you have to buy time, and not a great hand here.
I mean, you definitely keep this, and you have Needless Atrocities on turn 2.
That's true, which is gonna do Mindfall.
I guess you probably want to have a shifting land here, but you can't have everything. Actually, And on gynoidpoet's side, they have 2 lands and a good curve, so yeah, they're definitely pretty happy with this hand. And if they draw another land, they get the EHS on turn 3. Oh, yep. That's a 5-card hand, huh? If it did go down to 5 cards. Yeah, that's kind of
nice.
dangerous.
So it is that curves out. It's gonna go Morass. Goes Lout, I imagine. The Caretaker, Hunter. Actually goes Grey Pelt now.
Yeah.
Grey Pelt. Probably go Caretaker. Either one of the 2 mana lords, and then you just keep dropping those.
Yeah, I mean, you probably want to play this guy, a Grey Pelt, because it grows. Oh, another Flooded Morass. Not good. Or, I mean, it's good, but, like, I think I would rather prefer basic right now.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they get to kill gynoidpoet's turn 1 play and draw a card. Ooh, another Needless Atrocities. The gynoidpoet draws Enoch Caretaker. So the lords are a lot less good when your board's empty, but you just drop another one of these guys and force your opponent to have some more removal.
Yep.
And I think right now it actually is or at least a pretty hard decision. Enoch Hunter, I would have let off on Enoch Caretaker, honestly, because that thing buffed itself too, but...
Buy time here, so...
If it's definitely going to Needless Atrocities here, I think.
Atrocities again.
Yeah.
Draw one more. Second buy time is maybe not the best there, although...
Gynoidpoet's really looking to top deck a land here and doesn't get it, so they can't EHS on turn 3.
Being stuck on 2 means kind of just playing 1 for 1 into Epid's stuff, kind of.
Except Epid's removal also draws them a card, so 1 for 1 isn't going to work out very well here. Epid draws their 4th land.
I imagine you want to confirm that trigger.
Yeah, it gets them 2 basics, turns off Murmuring Falls. I think that means you want the main phase to confirm, like play Flood Depths on tap, main phase to confirm, and then get your 2 lands you can use right away, and turn off the Murmuring Falls right away.
Then you can Mind Falters, and then you just have those buy times held up.
Yeah.
Going to up to play it tapped here, though.
Oh, I guess that also works, sort of. I mean, what else are you gonna...
Understandable. Because Poet isn't likely to kill here. Even with EHS, the most is like Hasty Dogs, and I don't think anything gets to like 18. There's land number 3, so we're gonna see EHS here.
Well, I was thinking that like Epid should play Flood Depths on tap here, because if they confirm, then they're at 5 lands, and next turn if they draw another land, they can coalesce the Mind Falters. But now since they play Flood Depths tap, they don't have that option. So there's EHS. And something else, if Epid confirmed the Flood Depths, maybe they have drawn into a counter spell, which would have helped here.
Yeah. Gonna get Hunter and a Fierce Combatant.
Not a bad flip.
Especially the Hasty Hound.
Yeah, like, does Epid have a way to deal with these guys? Because, like, they've already used 2 Needless Atrocities, so they have to draw into something here.
Yeah. I mean, if they draw into a land, they can confirm the depths and then have buy time held up.
You don't really want to use buy time as a fog, though, unless you have the combo in hand.
Yeah. Especially because Epid has no pieces of the combo anywhere right now.
Yeah, so, like, that's what I meant when I said I feel like playing Flood Depths tap here and not confirming it this turn is going to really come back to bite them here, because now they're basically playing 1 turn behind what they could have been.
Yeah. Gonna be swinging for 7 here.
Yeah. And, like, if Epid doesn't have an answer here, they just die next turn, I think, because gynoidpoet plays High Guard and another Fierce Combatant, and Epid just dies.
Yep.
Now Epid also passes his turn wasting 2 mana. 2 mana that they could have used Confirm on Flood Depths on.
Overall, not great there.
Epid finally draws for a turn and gets Wave Spirit Shrine. Yeah, if they confirm last turn, then they could have coalesced Mind Falters this turn, which I'm not sure if it would have saved them. It would have at least blocked one of the Hounds, I guess. At the cost of 2 life, maybe? But now they actually just don't have anything. They can confirm the Flooded Depths and hope to draw something, but now they're like 2 mana down.
I'm just gonna hold up again.
I think now they're just hoping to buy time into the combo because, yeah, they're using buy time to not die, and then using confirm to ramp into, I guess, 6 lands, so that's enough mana to combo off.
Yeah. I guess the plan is, because you can crack, you crack both of your lands. One of them you confirm, and then you will have 4 mana up still to buy time with a Fierce Combatant number 2. I think here you just swing. Not really reason to play out your cards at this point.
Oh, gynoidpoet is only on 2 red sources, so they can't play out both a Knockout and High Guard.
True, but they're gonna drop High Guard here.
Which makes sense. It's a Lord. Might as well get the immediate buff.
Yep.
I think for gynoidpoet, at least, they're basically just hoping that Epid doesn't have buy time, because if Epid doesn't have buy time, then gynoidpoet wins. And then if Epid does have buy time, then gynoidpoet just hopes that Epid runs out of time before they can combo off.
Mm-hmm.
So Epid should probably confirm Hypothesis, the Wayfarer Shrine first, before casting buy time, just to get some extra use out of their mana. And yeah, Epid sees the line, they're going to confirm first. Actually, something else, they might want to fetch with Flood Depths first, because it technically thins their deck, which means that they don't have to worry as much about drawing a land off to confirm, because like right now, they really don't want to draw lands. They want to draw their combo pieces.
True.
But probably doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, because it's probably just a 1% difference or something. So Epid cracks Wayfarer Shrine, fetching 2 basics. Let's see what they draw. Another land. Okay, yeah, that's... Well, if they top deck Black Hole Musings, then I think they're actually set, because they can Black Hole Musings for the missing combo pieces.
Yeah, they have these 2 turns to draw into that.
So if they draw into Black Hole Musings next turn, they Black Hole Musings, use it to find Blood River and Wish to See, and then on their second extra turn, they Wish to See the Black Hole Musings and use the second Black Hole Musings to find Darklands Charm, and they win. Yep.
So it does come down to top decking Musings, which isn't great, of course.
I mean, they have 2 buy time, so they can buy 1 extra turn.
There it is, the buy time.
And gynoidpoet's also super excited about it, apparently.
So we're in the end game now.
End game, aka turn 4. Is it turn 4 or turn 5? I forgot.
Turn 4, because Poet missed a land drop.
Right.
So turn 5, which is, as we all know, the end game. And
she got
and they got there. Wow. Oh baby.
Holy crap.
That LMAO. Oh yeah, that is wow.
Amazing. Okay, technically there is a way for Epid to lose this. They basically just have to get their deck ordered in such a way that they're forced to exile all of their Darklands Charm before they can find their Wish to See.
Well, they could also get Charm and Wish to See and then get Blood River on the second one.
Yeah, but like, so if they flip all their Blood Rivers and Charms before they flip a Wish to See, then that means they exile all of their combo. So like...
Yeah, we got Wish to See.
Okay, never mind. They're not going to fizzle.
So we're not going to get a fizzle here. A lot of lands. Another Wish.
Doesn't matter, they already found their first Wish.
A land. Fears.
Third Wish. Okay.
Still waiting on one of the other combo pieces.
4 wishes.
4th Wish.
Okay, so,
Charm, finally.
So like, if those wishes were Darklands Charms, I think Epid might have lost there. Or no, they would have to flip Blood Rivers in those cards too, but yeah.
They also got no Blood Rivers and the 1 charm, so they can take Wish and Charm, Morass, buy time, and then next turn Wish out the Musing, play the land after take home the dub here, so yeah.
I think Epid's just going slow, making sure that they're not screwing up the combo like they have plenty of times in the past.
It can be a difficult combo. Mainly just because of the exiling off of Musings. You have to make sure you get the right cards at the right time. And
actually, never mind. Epid doesn't need Blood Rivers here, because they can just play a land and Wish to See and then swing during their next turn.
You could do that, but you're already going to be Black Hole Musing anyways, so...
Yeah, but that does mean that if they exile Blood Rivers there, that still doesn't stop them from winning from the combo. So it turns out they couldn't have fizzled after all anyways, after they drew the Shifting Morass.
Wasn't even any chance of fizzling. And Musings is out.
Yep.
lethal musings, and the next turn arms it and victory. We're gonna just do this again. Oh look, there's Blood River.
They're gonna take it Blood Rivers for. Oh no, they're not taking the Blood Rivers.
Extra Dark Man's Charm is good here, especially because I mean Poet could have a Invalidate or something.
Pull a rundown in their deck.
No, but you gotta stay prepared for anything.
Is there literally no instant speed spell in their main deck at all? No, there isn't.
You never know. You'd never want to not play it safe.
Epid's reconsidering how to tap their lands, playing it safe.
It's very important, yeah. Play it safe.
And there you go. That's game 1.
And game 1 goes to Epid with the very lucky Black Hole Musings off the top.
I mean, if they didn't flip off top, they black buy times again, so like they had 2 draws to get it, I guess.
That is true.
Epid is also just as shocked, I guess.
Yeah, Poet not hitting the land turn 3 to EHS also mattered quite a bit as well.
Right, because that basically gave Epid 1 extra turn to basically just draw a card, I guess.
Looking at the boards here, Violent Collapse maybe against the Hounds. -3, -3 is usually enough to kill things.
Yeah, so Violent Collapse and Descend, that's Epid's sideboard plan against aggro, and I think that's mostly it.
Yeah.
Maybe they want extra buy time because...
I guess for Poet, maybe Fog Spewer, because you're almost always going to have more Hounds.
Well, no, you're playing Fog Spewer because it's non-creature hate.
Yeah, so it's going to be that the buy time costs 1 more, which is big because, like, if Poet had Fog Spear out, like, for instance, last game, Epid wouldn't have been able to buy time and they would have just gotten boinked completely.
Yeah.
Other than that, nothing really seems necessary on that board since they are almost always going to be. There's either a, like, 26-7 on the board or nothing on the board.
Yeah. Okay, so game 2. Epid gets a hand that, well, that's a mulligan, if I've seen one.
Yeah, that's a 1-lander.
And I think
Giant Poet gonna mull because that is,
yeah.
It probably could be keepable. Oh, yeah. No, that's definitely a lot better, though, for Poet. And for Epid here, also better. Although it's still a little bit risky.
Epid has no early interaction. Like, absolutely zero. They can't keep this. They're just going to die on turn 3.
Yeah, and they do mull it. Down to 5 once more.
Oh. I think you keep this.
Oh, this is bad.
Like,
this is... I mean, you might just have to keep this because I don't know how much you want to be going to 4. Plus, you have Atrocities. Unlikely to draw more lands.
Yeah, you just keep this. And then Giant Poet. I mean, Giant Poet has a great hand, but I think they really wish that they had a 1-drop because then they can go 1-drop and then turn 2 Brothers Reunion. Instead, Giant Poet has to start off on turn 2, which is not that bad, but like, if they were on the play, then Giant Poet would have been able to play a 1-drop and then protect their 2-drop from Needless Atrocities. But now Giant Poet is just going to play their 2-drop into a Needless Atrocities.
Yeah. Unless Epid gets more creature removal, then you have EHS and Reunion, which is going to get you a lot of value here.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Giant Poet just has the game in the bag unless Epid draws Violent Collapse or miraculously finds the combo and some way to wrap up into it.
The same thing they did last game and just finds the combo on the top of the deck. We will see, though. It looks like mulligans have been decided, so we'll see what Poet decides for turn 1.
Turn 1 is just Amber Hills tapped.
Yeah.
That much is obvious. And for Epid, it's going to be Flooded Depths tapped.
I guess it does depend, because if you get, like, Sinkhole, you might want to hold that up.
Oh yeah, I guess Sinkhole would be pretty good here.
Mm-hmm.
Or not that good, because now it would be really good, because Giant Poet does have a 1-drop.
Another land, that is not good.
Oof, unfortunate. Giant Poet doing the upkeep fetch thing that pro players do to slightly increase their chances of drawing not a land by something like 0.something% chances.
You have to think about it, because what are the odds that land is on top and you're shuffling it away versus another Reunion. So
okay, never mind. I don't think
I don't know if Epid's gonna have a good chance here unless there's another buy time into Musing into win. You're gonna start off with a Reunion.
Hey, maybe Giant Poet whips on the Brothers Reunion.
Their whole deck is built to be hit off Brothers Reunion, so that's unlikely, but it's still possible.
I mean, you know how often people whip off EHS, right? And you know how bad that feels. So, like, it's not like
Question is, combatant immediately hits.
Well, good thing Giant Poet doesn't have a 1-drop, because if they had a 1-drop, then this would have been disastrous for Epid.
Yeah. And Epid's gonna draw Charm?
Doesn't kill stuff, but it is an Anticipate, I guess.
You use the other mode of Charm here. I
Yes,
mean, probably not. You just want to use Atrocities here.
Yeah, but like next turn, if they don't
Probably.
draw into anything, they might just have to Darklands Charm to find stuff.
Darklands Charm for value. Oh, there's buy time. Okay. It's gonna happen again. We are going to see an EHS here into EHS here, Brothers Reunion, the sequel.
If they flip 2 haste
Attack.
creatures off the top with EHS, then they're going to trigger Brothers Reunion.
Yeah, and the next turn they have second Brothers Reunion to trigger Brothers Reunion again if they don't get 2 haste creatures. Just gonna Timber range here.
Yeah, might as well fetch out all the basics now. Turn off the pain lands. Not that life really matters in this matchup for Giant Poet.
Yeah, either you're gonna be at like 15 or you're at 0. So you're gonna be Endless Helpless Souls here.
So let's see what Giant Poet flips. Maybe they whiff.
We got Einok Hunter.
That's not a whiff.
They called Initiate. That's certainly not a whiff. So it's going to be a 3/3 trample and 2/2 off of VHS because stack it so Initiate gets put out first.
I mean, I feel like this is an average result from EHS.
It's more board presence. Certainly nothing to complain about.
At least Giant Poet didn't flip a haste creature off this thing.
Yeah. The next turn they're gonna play second Einok Hunter along with second Brothers Reunion. So
yeah, Epid needs removal.
If those Brothers Unions both hit like Hunters or Initiates or anything that will pump forward, because they're swinging for 5.
So despite how ahead Giant Poet looks right now, Epid can always just top deck Black Hole Musings, and that would just make them win. So
Epid could always just win.
Actually, something interesting. So if Giant Poet doesn't flip the Vigilance guy and swings all out, then and Epid tries to go for a combo, then they won't need Darklands Charm anymore. So they can just combo on 4 mana.
That is scary. They are going to get 2 creatures out off Reunion. That's top 8 to hit the Vigilance. Plus, it could also be here.
Nope.
That's a high guard.
I mean, Epid's just going to Darklands Charm end of turn, try to dig for stuff.
That seems bold because, like you said, there's the possibility of you hit everything in such a way that you can't get your Darklands Charm.
How many copies of Darklands Charm does Epid run anyways?
I think only 2 are in the deck.
Only 2? Huh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you have to use Darklands Charm to dig for stuff or else you just die. So, like...
Epid could top deck Black Hole Music again. Worth it. It's worth a shot.
Or Darklands Charm into Black Hole Musings.
Ooh, that is also very appealing. That's one of the things about buy time is there's not very much aggro can do about it. You either have to kill before Epid's turn, you have to kill before their turn 4, or they can just fog and win.
Yeah.
Usually once Epid's under buy time, they can make something happen because it's going to be you get 2 turns in a row. Einok Alpha, no Vigilance guy this time.
Wait, never mind. The guys without summoning 6 will be able to block, so never mind.
Yeah. Well, next turn is the question. Because I'm going to go with Einok Hunter, top pump, whole board, 1 more.
Is there any combination of flips off Brothers Union that would give Giant Poet lethal this turn? I don't think there is, right? Like, Great Pelt's growing by 1 for each thing that comes into play.
Great Pelt, well, okay, they're at 8 damage right now, 2 more pump things, and Great Pelt would be a 9/9. Hunter would be a 5/5, so the most they could do is 14 if that's double Anthems off EHS.
Wait, why did Giant Poet not play out their Lord before combat? They just missed out on 2 damage. Or, no, 3 damage.
Like I said, it shouldn't matter because the most they can do is 14.
Right.
But there's no reason not to.
Is there anything in Giant Poet's deck that draws cards so that Giant Poet might want to play something else?
I mean, the card advantage is EHS and Reunion. I don't think there's straight up card draw.
Or anything that they can hit off Brothers Reunion that would...
thing, so Darklands Charm will be important if they opt for that. Nope, I'm gonna take the high guard, which is...
That's more instant damage because Enoch Caretaker only triggers when you attack.
That's true, but I feel like it'd be better to... That makes Epid need to have the charm.
Well, no, it doesn't because Giant Poet already has untapped creatures since they have Summoning Sickness. And if
Yeah,
Giant Poet doesn't...
Epid is gonna go off at the end step of Poet's next turn.
Right. I don't think Poet's going to swing out because like they can just keep stuff back. They have more than enough damage to force Epid to buy time.
That's true. They're gonna drop to 8 here, trigger, and now we get
Probably another high guard.
that's like the exact same pile that they had last time.
Yeah.
Brute, Caretaker, High Guard, and Holes. It's gonna take High Guard again. So definitely not lethal, but also this board is now very much out of range of Violent Collapse.
Exactly.
That's 4 Hound Anthems, which means Epid is gonna need to draw into the combo here.
Actually, now I think about it, Giant Poet could have hit Foxviewer off one of Brothers Reunions, and that would actually change the game. But Giant Poet didn't.
Epid would have just lost.
Yeah.
Because Epid needs to be able to play buy time at the end of Poet's next turn. There they are, losing.
Actually, how many cards did Giant Poet even look through with these triggers? Like half their deck, right? So not hitting Foxviewer in the top half their deck is kind of unfortunate in a way. Because if Giant Poet found Foxviewer, they would have put into play already.
Essentially just comes down to the top of the deck here for Epid.
You mean the top 4 cards of the deck, because Epid has Darklands Charm.
That's true. Worst case scenario actually could be Black Hole and Charm in the same, in the top 3 here, because then you have to...
Oh yeah, right, because you can't actually get stuff back from Graveyard, right? Let me look at... Yeah, Epid has no recursion.
I mean,
Wish to See
is the recursion, but yep.
It only hits Revelations. It doesn't hit instants or sorceries in general.
Yeah.
I feel like being afraid of milling a second Darklands off the Darklands is the same mentality that new players have when they're afraid of getting milled out. If you hit Darklands off Darklands, then that just means the Darklands at the bottom of your deck, so it wouldn't have... Wait, never mind. Black Hole means exile your entire deck, so like milling actually matters here.
Well, I mean, buy time just says you don't lose, so...
No, I mean, but like the mentality of new players where if you get a good card milled, then it's basically the same thing as having it at the bottom of your deck because you're never drawing it anyways. But in this deck, you draw your entire deck, so getting it milled actually matters. Yeah. It's not just equivalent of having it at the bottom of your deck.
Because the Black Hole Musing means I can go get it off the bottom if I want to.
I mean, Epid just has to hope to, like, not hit the one in... I'm not going to calculate it. Yeah. But yeah, so here's Darklands Charm.
I'm going to use it. Darklands Charm for value.
The dream scenario here is to find a Wish to See plus a Black Hole Musings in the top 3, and you take the Wish to See and bin the Black Hole Musing. So you don't even have to cast Black Hole Musings, you can just Wish to See immediately.
Yeah, and then there's Wish to See no, although no Black Hole Musings in the rest of it.
Well, I guess they just have to hope to get it. They're going to fetch now to slightly thin their deck and increase their percentages by 1% or something.
That 1%, it could matter.
Let's see. And it was a land. Okay. Well, they get one more shot off buy time, so maybe we get the same thing happening this game. Epid is going to upkeep... Oh, I guess that makes sense, because they're going to upkeep the buy time so that Giant Poet doesn't get a chance to put Foxviewer into play.
That does make sense. So there's buy time.
Or no, that doesn't really make sense, because Epid could have just done it in response to whatever Giant Poet's doing to put the Foxviewer into play.
That's true.
Both Brothers Reunions have already triggered, so not like there's a way for Giant Poet to sneak Foxviewer into play under the stack.
Yeah. I mean, even then, if Epid wanted to, he could just do it in response to Brothers Reunion triggering.
Right.
But there's no chance of it sneaking.
The Giant Poet doesn't even have to attack here because Epid loses if they don't win. So, like, they can just hold back all their guys and hope that deck length time doesn't happen.
Yes. Epid shall lose. They do not win. Wise words to live by.
I mean, like, the heads up play here is for Giant Poet to just pass and assert dominance and, like, make Epid have it.
I mean, to truly assert dominance, you swing with something. You gotta show that you're not scared. You gotta show that you're not gonna bow to your opponent's whims.
The Giant Poet's just sitting back and letting Epid take the helm because that's all they can do.
The strategy of the right attacks against the opponent at 0 life is...
That's
a land.
How many lands have you drawn this game?
They do still have a chance of it, maybe?
What chance?
Good question.
They don't have a second buy time either, so from now on, if they draw buy time again, they don't have enough mana to buy time plus Wish to See on the same turn.
They have to get buy time here, and then buy time and another land.
Unfortunate.
you got 9, 10, 11, 12 lands between the grave and hand. So 12 lands.
Amazing.
I think drawn. 12 lands in 17 cards.
I think that's to make up for what happened last game.
And then on top of that, Darkland's Charm hit no land. So that was like probably the only 3-run stretch of not lands and a hit there. So we're going to see coming into game 3 here. The series is tied up.
Okay, they have Violent Collapse in hand. I think that's good. They're going to keep this. Meanwhile, gynoidpoet has 1 drop into Brothers Reunion, so if they flip a haster off Brothers Reunion, they're
plus
very happy.
High guard.
Yeah.
This is going to be interesting because with Epid on the play, Violent Collapse will potentially just blow out Poet here.
Yeah.
And my falters. I think you pitch one of your lands. The falters.
Definitely.
Yep.
So Epid not getting the turn 1 Cosmic Cinco is a bit unfortunate because that's really something that they want to do when they're on the play.
Just eat Poet alive.
And gynoidpoet can just pay 3 for Nebula, right? Because like life doesn't matter here. No, they're only going to pay 2.
Yeah, you do have all the. Yeah, I mean, life doesn't matter, but I mean, good.
Right, because Epid's deck also has a mid-range plan. That's not going to be able to.
Epid does have the Infectious Egos and the Soul Breakers, although.
Okay, Epid has both cards in hand.
Okay, with Black Hole Musings, I think Epid could definitely have the game here because Musings can hit Wish and Arm. They can wish out the Blood River.
Yeah.
So.
And Violent Collapse on turn 3 prevents them from dying too early.
Yeah, I guess, because I don't think dying turn 3 is possible. Especially with
gynoidpoet from snowballing too much.
True. I mean, better safe than sorry in any way.
Yeah. I think here gynoidpoet just goes Brothers Reunion and hope to flip a haster. Actually, Epid playing lands in this sequence kind of just telegraphs to gynoidpoet that they don't have confirm and they don't have a counter spell, because if they had a counter spell, they would have played Island way sooner.
Yep. It's alpha, and 2 lands. So not going to get the haster.
Unfortunate for gynoidpoet. Or maybe fortunate, I don't know. It's probably average luck.
There's not very many hasters.
There's like 4, right?
There's the Furious guys, and I think that might actually be it.
Yeah, it's just Fierce Combatant.
Just the combatants are hasty. And that is a 4 of.
I think Epid needs to Violent Collapse now if they want to kill Greypelt Initiate, because otherwise it's going to grow out Violent Collapse range.
Imagine crack your Cascade here.
I feel like playing Shifting Cascade this early is a bit weird because like you had a bunch of other lands in hand and you could have just held onto it until you drew a confirm.
Yeah, especially because since you have Morass, you can still descend here. So that's more ways to blow up the creatures.
I think you just Violent Collapse here. Yeah, Epid agrees. Just swipe the board, prevent Brothers Reunion from triggering again. Yep. And then once gynoidpoet tries to rebuild the board, you descend their weakest creature. Another land. I think at this point, gynoidpoet really wishes they had an EHS to get back into the game.
Yeah, EHS would be great here, but just gonna have to settle for Fruit and High Guard. And the High Guard next turn.
Hilariously enough, since High Guard buffs only other Hounds, it's gonna die to Descend on Helpless.
It dies to Descend.
And yeah, both creatures. And with the Descend, Epid's gonna prevent gynoidpoet from activating Brothers Reunion yet again for a turn.
So it is gonna be at least like 2 or 3 more turns.
Ooh, Cosmic Sinkhole, that's really good.
And Sinkhole here, which will eat up High Guard number 2 that tries to drop. And that'll leave Epid as much time as they want to just draw into combo pieces.
Turns out buy time isn't the only way to buy time against this in this matchup. I mean, that's a pretty good creature.
Yep. They're gonna play the Amber Hill is gonna come in untapped, so they're gonna try and drop High Guard and Caretaker.
Is gynoidpoet going to try to play around counter spells by laying out their lower value threat first? I don't think gynoidpoet's really gonna think about this at this point because like they're already losing so much.
Yeah, it's just going to come down to Epid will buy time with Black Hole Musings, and that's the game. So
no, Epid can afford to wait here because like they'd rather get into a position where they know they're going to win rather than just buy time and speculate on probably winning, but there's a chance they whiff. Yeah.
On top of that, there's also
you want to buy yourself as much time as you can get before you actually cast buy time. Epid lets Morass and High Guard resolve.
I drop the High Guard.
Because Cosmic Cinco can't actually counter it. They don't have Cinco on 2.
It is going to be better to deal with the Caretaker because that can, like, you don't need Darkland's Charm if the board is tapped out, but if the board is untapped, then you do need it to hit in.
I mean, I guess it sort of matters. I was just going to say that Ion Caretaker is better because it also buffs itself.
That's true. And the draw here, Atrocities, just drawing all of the creature removal here. I guess you want to name High Guard with this because, I mean, I guess the poison doesn't really matter.
Yeah, but just get Lord out of the way. Poison enables Soul Breakers.
It's already enabled because the Falter at the beginning.
Oh, it doesn't really matter.
All of the poisoned synergies are up, and now that Poet's at 11, the difference between 9 more poison counters and 11 more damage is less so important. And there's a shifting morass here, so definitely looking like the game's running away from Poet here.
Hey, maybe they top deck EHS into a Haster, and then they activate Brothers Reunion and flip a Fog Spear or something.
Well, it's too late for Fog Spear at this point.
Yeah, but like EHS top deck would be really good here. Unfortunately, Giant Poet doesn't get it.
Third High Guard. So just gonna keep playing High Guards here. They have Epid dead in 2 turns from now, ish, because buy time, but has lethal 2 turns from now.
Force Epid to buy time 2 turns from now.
Yeah, and Epid will absolutely have the mana to buy time, so.
And probably to cast the combo.
Yep. They could just draw 10 million lands like last time.
No, drawing lands is good for here for Epid because they want mana in order to combo.
That's true.
They want to get to 6 mana so they can wish to see plus Darkland's Charm in the same turn.
Yeah, confirming the morass here is good.
Yeah.
So you can just pass here if you are threatened with lethal. Buy yourself some time. If you're not threatened with lethal, confirm the morass. And then you'll have the mana at that point, plus another card in hand.
Yeah.
So it is theoretically possible, like, if Poet draws Caretaker or any of the other anthems.
Or EHS.
Reunion or EHS. There is the possibility, for sure, that...
I mean, does Fog Spear prevent Epid from winning from the combo?
This Hunter.
Yeah, that's not going to do it.
Just the 1 Reunion means that the most they hit in for is 10. It's second Anthem off the Reunion.
Yeah,
that isn't enough to kill Epid, so they don't care.
I think Reunion into Fog Spear will cause the game to get a bit interesting for Epid because now they have to start counting their mana. They can't just cruise on knowing that they have enough mana for the combo.
If Fog Spear gets a here, that will definitely hurt.
Yeah. I mean, Epid only has 1 more turn before they're forced to buy time, so like they better get all their pieces in hand.
Yeah, it does come down to if there's, because there's only 2 of Fog Spear in the side, so is there going to be 1 in the top 4, which is more complicated math stuff, but
yeah,
we'll see here, because this could be big. Hills, range, Lout, Hunter.
Pretty generic flip. Nothing super exciting.
This would be good if Poet didn't need Fog Spear right now.
Yeah. Or if Epid was slightly lower so that flipping any Hunter would actually force out a buy time. Instead, Epid can just wait a turn still.
Epid can just go to 1 to stay, chill.
I mean, technically, this does prevent Epid from activating Wayfarer Shrine if they ever draw it.
That is true, but that'd be true if they buy timed as well.
Right.
So it doesn't really matter too much.
If you're not going to force your opponent to buy time, at least get them down to 1 life.
It's gonna morass and Hermit. We get 2 more of them island swamps.
They're not going to make off-color lands for Cosmic Sinkhole. Not that it really matters right now, I guess. And draw another land. And then they confirm. Huh.
Draw another confirm.
Well, they can buy time and confirm in the same turn, so like...
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty good on mana. So even if Fog Spear comes down for some weird reason, Epid still probably has a combo.
The combo, Wish to See would become 5 and
Wish to See
Charm would become 4.
Does Wish to See
3
recast? Because if it recasts, then Fog Spear is going to also tax the recast for 1.
Oh, it's without paying its mana cost? So
yeah, so Fog Spear is going to tax that by 1. So
would it still tax it?
Yeah,
if you play it without paying its mana cost?
It's like Thalia taxes free spells.
I see. Right, the draw here. Just gonna confirm right away since
no Fog Spear shenanigans.
Both prevents Fog Spear stuff, and also maybe you'll draw into a counter magic or something like that.
No, not making off-color lands for Cosmic Sinkhole.
At this point, it doesn't really matter. and there's another confirm hypothesis.
Technically, you can confirm your opponent's Brothers Reunion trigger if you really want to draw a card.
Well, at this point, it's going to be the third mode, which is not nearly as good. And just going to buy time as well, also preventing the Fog Sphere shenanigans. Because in theory, Poet could EHS into double Fog Sphere. It didn't happen. Sunlit Highland.
Giant Poet should have kept their card in hand to bluff. Wait, is there anything Giant Poet could have bluffed?
No?
Solar Flare, I guess? That's the only instant in their deck.
Yeah, I don't think Solar Flare matters that much. So there's Infectious Ego, which isn't great. And you just want to Black Hole Musings.
Epid tapping correctly, I guess? Yeah, definitely thinking about how to tap their lands.
Black Hole Musings here for Wish, and you just need Wish and Charm because you can Wish this turn and then Charm boink the next turn.
So it's not like you can even fizzle here. Oh, there's Wish.
Just need to get Charm and then you're good. You don't even necessarily have to get Charm this time because you get it again off the Wish.
Yeah.
Draw.
Wait, they put it in Valdez? I guess it...
I guess if you get high, then...
Oh yeah, it hits EHS. That makes sense.
EHS or one of the lords. That makes sense, you know. It's the Darkland's Charm.
Okay, that's everything that Epid needs.
Wish out the Musing. Do it all over again. Just dump the rest of their library into their bin. Vroom.
Poet's going to concede because they already see the writing on the wall.
Yeah.
We're not going to have to watch Epid slowly exile their entire library one card at a time.
Yeah. Gonna take the loss here, and there's another win for Epid's buy time deck, which is now 2-0, I believe.
Yeah, that's actually surprisingly a huge improvement over last GP where they were not doing as well.
I guess it's a different field because both of the decks were aggro, which this can do well against.
Right.
Game 1 was intense mising, but Game 2 was pretty much just controlling fast enough to beat out aggro.
Well, no, Game 2 is you lose to aggro. And Game 3 is you do that.
Were there 3 games?
Yeah. Did you already forget about Game 2 where Epid just died to Hounds because they drew 12 lands or something?
Oh yeah, I did forget about that. That was more land screw than anything, and that beats you no matter how good the matchup is for you. But yeah, against aggro like that, that deck wins on turn 4. Turn 4, Epid will have buy time if they're on the play. I guess on the draw, Poet does win. It also still comes down to the card advantage pieces they have and whatnot.
Right. Well, anyways, so that was an interesting set of games. And yeah,